Are you losing matches in Mirny and want to speed up your progress so you can finally get that Obsidian tank? Look no further. This video will cover all the important tips and tricks you need to drastically improve your win chances in Mirny without all the useless information and terrible structure provided in other WOT creators' videos. I'm Iksta, you may recognize me as I used to work for Wargaming, and today I'm going to show you all the tactics I used to speedrun Mirny. Let's start off with something that may upset you. Don't solo queue. Get into a platoon of 5. If you play solo, sorry, but you lose your right to cry about losing matches. Wargaming creates modes like this with full platoons in mind, so you are actively lowering your chances by not platooning. If you can't find a platoon, go make some friends on the official World of Tanks Discord and send them this guide so you are all on the same page. Okay, so now you have your squad of friends and you want to start picking your tanks and abilities, but that's a lot of options and possible combinations. Well, let me make it easy for you. There are only 4 abilities you need to pick. For slot 1, take either the cyclic loading or magazine loading skill. For slot 2, take the energy shield, and for slot 3, take group repairs. This should be the standard across your entire team, across all difficulties. The loading perk will help you clear out enemies extremely quickly and is also a vital part of the strategy for the boss encounter. We'll get to that in a moment. Shields will help you with reducing the damage you take throughout the match, help against the Immortal if you have to run past his gun while farming Miriam, and will also help out against hedgehogs. As for group heals, you want to make sure that during the Miriam farming encounters, you are sticking it together and staggering your group heals so that you always have 2 to 3 available no matter what. When it comes to the boss phase in normal and hard, you won't need to heal. As for Nightmare, we'll get to healing strategies towards the later part of this video. Now, let's talk about the normal difficulty. For this mode, take either all Hornets or all Grenadiers. A mixture of both can also work. You literally need nothing else. Use your speed boost to dart from zone to zone and take different targets. With the Hornets and Grenadiers, you have such high potential damage, you don't need to focus fire. It becomes an ineffective use of your DPM. Take out as many zones as you can in the first stage so that you can carry your Miriam over to the next phases. This is a concept that will apply to all 3 difficulty levels. Once you've collected about 100 to 150 extra Miriam, you can now go to the Magnus and move on to the next phase. Again, collecting an extra 100 and 150 Miriam during this phase so that you have a total of 200 to 300 extra Miriam by the end of the second encounter and move on to the final Miriam farming stage. For this stage, you should be able to just go to one outpost and then head straight to the Magnus and deliver all your Miriam at this point, drastically reducing the amount of time you need to spend in this phase where you're going to come across slightly tougher opponents. At this point, as you are filling up the Magnus, you want to switch to the special ammo if you're using the Hornet. Now this is where we are really going to speedrun the normal difficulty. Find the Immortal, sit in a position where you have clean shots, activate your shield so you don't even have to think about him shooting you, and completely clip out. Use your magazine loading perk, and then dump the entire second clip into him too. At this point, the boss should be dead in less than 30 seconds, if not earlier. You should have enough time to now fully reload again, and you will also regain your loading ability perk before the boss spawns back in. So just rinse and repeat the entire process and you're done. Congratulations, you finished normal difficulty and now you can try the hard difficulty, where the only thing you're going to do differently is, well, literally nothing. It's the exact same thing. Remember that you are now faced with corrupted enemies, lost platoons, hunters, and the hedgehogs of course. Always focus out the trapper linked, the fire corrupted, and the rate of fire corrupted in that order of priority. The trapper has to die. As for the hedgehogs, the Hornet should be able to just sit still and take them out due to their fast intra-clip reload. As for the lost platoon, or the hunters, save your shields, keep driving away from the boss to lure them out and bait the enemies into coming to you so you can use your shields, tank their hits, and then just take them out instantly. Just do the exact same stuff as normal mode and you should speedrun straight through this difficulty. So now you finally made it to the Nightmare difficulty. Recommended abilities stay the same, but now we're going to make a slight change to the tanks. Take 3 Cerberuses. Out of all the mediums and heavies, they have the best balance of DPM and mobility with increased chances of module damage, resulting in plenty of fires and ammo racks to speed up the farming process. You'll also want to take 2 Hornets for burst damage potential and to help eliminate hedgehogs swiftly. But also, these lights will help drastically with identifying where the boss is so you can keep avoiding him. Everything for the Miriam farming phases stays mostly the same, but now you want the Cerberuses to focus their fire to clean up their targets quicker, while the Hornets will keep circling enemies and clipping out. When you finally reach the boss, we can no longer destroy all his HP instantly like the previous stages, so now you need to play it smart. Kill the corrupted that spawn with him, then start doing damage. Stop when he gets to around 5000 to 6000 HP as he'll spawn in more enemies. Focus out the trapper links first if he spawns to remove the constant zone strikes, then the fire and rate of fire corrupted to avoid bleeding HP. Stay away from the giant IS-8 ball in the middle. It makes it harder for you to support allies with shots across the map, and stick towards the outskirts, spread out and keep rotating in opposite directions. Once you have cleared most of the enemies, group up and use a group heal. Remember, you want to make sure that you stagger your heals so that you don't all end up on cooldown at the same time. With all the bots killed, it's time to start damaging the boss again until he reaches around 3000 hit points. At this point, strikes will come down and the enemy bots will spawn immediately after. Again, focus out the trapper, corrupted, and hedgehogs that spawn. Use your shields to reduce the amount of damage you take during this phase, and use your rate of fire ability to take out targets extremely quickly. Keep circling around the outskirts and heal each other up as you cross paths when you need to. Communication will be key to making sure your squad don't die. Now at this point, you should be relatively healed up and the enemy bots should be dead. The boss will not summon any more bots and 3k HP is more than enough for you to remove completely with ease. Now that you've destroyed the boss's first life, group up, heal up if you need to, prepare to repeat the entire strategy again, and finally win your first Nightmare match. Now that you completed Nightmare mode, set the difficulty back to hard and continue farming your keys. Nightmare barely provides more keys than hard, but takes relatively longer, whereas hard is much easier to complete in a shorter time span and should hopefully have you farming enough keys to finish the mode as fast as possible. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving it a like and subscribing. Let me know in the comment whether you have finished the mode yet, and if this guide helped, or if you have a differing view. I've recently also reopened my Discord community and will be rebuilding it, so feel free to come join. I'll leave the link down in the description below.
Cool, please tell me you saw that.